Hello and welcome back. My name is Mabel Kebirungi, and joining me again is the tennis commentator, the fantastic Anita Karungi. Good to see you, Anita, as always. We are now halfway through the penultimate Masters tournament of the men's tour in Shanghai. And guess who is among the last men standing? Novak Djokovic. Any surprises there, Anita?
Well, the whole draw is a big surprise. I don't think anyone had predicted that, going into the latter stages of the Masters 1000, you only have like two top 10 players left in the draw. It's been quite brutal for seeded players because they haven't been able to adjust to the conditions. The weather has been really humid and really brutal. And one of those victims was unfortunately Yannick Sinner, the defending champion. He fell yesterday
Yeah.
to Bricksport. This is a player who hasn't beaten him before, but it was such a tussle and very physical match. They went up until the third set, and he just started cramping and couldn't move forward, so he had to retire. So it's been really pretty bad. It's just been a lot of seeded players losing. Then Shelton couldn't move forward. Couldn't move past the first round. And Alcaraz didn't even enter the tournament. He had to withdraw. So maybe it's the conditions, maybe it's just the calendar that this is, towards the end of the year, everyone is pretty tired. And,
Yeah,
they're human at the end of the day, their bodies
lots
will
of
out.
injuries.
But that's the good thing about Djokovic is that he's fresh, even if he's 38 years old.
Yeah.
He hasn't played much tennis throughout the year. So let's see if he can get another title here in Shanghai, where he has had a lot of success winning four titles before.
Now, in the midst of all this, believe it or not, there's some drama coming from the most unlikely of sources, and that is Roger Federer, retired tennis legend.
Who knew that Roger Federer would be causing a star in the tennis world in 2025?
Exactly.
Yeah, this stems from comments he made on the Served podcast with Andy Roddick. He was giving an interview and he mentioned something about court speed. And he said that, he doesn't like that a lot of tournaments are slowing down their courts and it's almost the same speed across tournaments. And he's saying tournament directors are doing it intentionally. So there's a conspiracy there that they're doing it intentionally because they want a Sinner and Alcaraz final at their tournament. His justification for this, or his explanation, is that slower courts won't allow the weaker players to get chip points, let's say from a fast serve or from hitting winners, because the court is slower. It allows people who have better athleticism, like Sina and Alcaraz, to get into the point and gives them a better chance of winning and making it far. But this, of course, is very controversial and has been ringing in people's ears and has resurfaced now in the Shanghai Masters.
But Karunji, I mean, is this even possible? Does Federer actually have a point? Is it possible to actually slow a court? We have seen Zverev agree with Federer, and he went on to lose just a while ago.
Well, there's a little bit of a point, unfortunately, that was proven because Shanghai now is the slowest that it's been. It's significantly slower than it was last year, which doesn't help the cause, it only fuels the drama. I do not think, though, that tournament directors are doing it intentionally in order to give Sinan Alcaraz an upper hand. Because if we look at this specific tournament for as an example, the people who are losing though are the top players. So you would beg to think if Federer was correct, then why are the top players being given an advantage if the court is slower than last year? It should be the opposite
Yeah.
effect. Zverev himself, who agreed with Federer recently and brought these comments back to light, he lost to someone who is good at fast courts, to Arthur Rinderknecht. I'm sure he's like an unfamiliar name, but he's someone who is a big server and likes to hit hard. So fast courts would be to his advantage. So beating Zverev on a slow court kind of disproves whatever theory they had going. I don't think it's fair to discredit Alcaraz and Sinner's success, and say that it's only because courts are slower that they are dominant. I think they are very well-rounded players who have managed to perfect their game for all surfaces.
just to talk about the finals, really, do you think people are already fatigued? Are people tired of seeing Sinner and Alcaraz dominate finals?
I mean, I am hearing chatter that they are, every time they meet again, it's like, oh, another one. Just last week, they both won two tournaments. Sinner won Beijing and Alcaraz won Tokyo. So you can see why maybe casual tennis fans and maybe tennis pundits are getting tired of these two same names. But now is the time. They're not here in Shanghai. The opportunity has presented itself for other people to step forward. Who is going to show that they are the best of the rest now that the big dogs are out? Will it be Djokovic? Can he step up and, get yet another title to his already massive, list of titles? Will it be a youngster like Lana Tien, who is a 19-year-old American? He just played a final against Sinner, which he lost, but he has had a breakthrough year and is looking pretty strong and, cementing himself in the tour. Will it be someone like Medvedev, who this is a former world number one who won the US Open
Yeah.
so long ago, but he has had a terrible season. So can he turn it around and win Shanghai? This is his chance. Like, who knows who can step up? Or can it be Felix Auger-Aliassime? He reached the semifinals of the US Open. He had a great tournament there and then got married. Can wedding bliss propel him to his first huge 1,000 title?
Hopefully.
The draw is wide open and it's for the taking.
Well, I'm rooting for Novak Djokovic. All the best to him and all the best to the ladies in Wuhan as they wrestle for the last big title of the year. We'll be back to talk about the conclusion of the Shanghai Masters. Do take care of yourself.